Please, I want to sincerely understand why people stay in an abusive relationship or marriage. This part of abuse I'm talking about is the one they panel beat you. The one they panel beat you and then you still stay. Is it a generational cause? Is it something that your father did to your mother so you feel it's right for your husband to do to you? Are there no beautiful couples around you admire and would want to be like? So why are you staying in a place that you're seen as a punching bag? Some people in marriage say, okay, I'm staying because of my kids. I'm staying because I made a vow. You will soon leave those kids and you will leave them the hard way. You will leave them the very hard way. It is funny how these things happen to, okay, let's say this thing happened to Mrs. A, and then everybody talks about it. Why should she stay? Now she's being killed. Who asked her to stay? Doesn't she have families? How about her friends? And then before we say Jack, it is happening to Mrs. B. And then this Mrs. B saw what happened to Mrs. A, and then she stayed on. Most likely she also commented and made posts about Mrs. A. And then it is coming to you, you're staying. And then everybody will say, why is she like that? Didn't she see what happened to Mrs. A? And then she just stayed. Before you say Jack, it is happening to Mrs. C. Who are all the persons condemning this act? Yet it is happening day in, day out. Why are you staying in an abusive relationship? Why? My mother used to say that no matter how big we are, we cannot win our younger brother because he is a man. That is the standard. Their bones are different. Why stay in a home you cannot comfortably fight the man very well? If you know you can't do it, if you know you cannot stand face to face with this man, why don't you pull out for your life's sake? I am talking now in the context of marriage, because I don't even understand why you should be in a relationship with a man that hasn't said anything to you and then you're collecting beatings. You're mad. You're very stupid. So I don't want to talk about your case. I don't even want to talk about your case. I am speaking about this thing because someone has to talk. Why are you in an abusive relationship, or why are you in an abusive marriage? How do you see yourself being beaten? Okay, how do people eat after that time? How do people eat? How do people get along after the beating? How do you reconcile? Doesn't make any sense to you. For those that have kids that can see, that can hear, how do you explain to those kids that it is not really what it is? How do you explain? How do you even face them? Please now. Please. Were you not married in your former life? Why do you stake your life just to be Whoa.